So I'm not sure if I was being actively censored or if it was just a glitch in the Facebook matrix, but Facebook would not allow me to go live due to an error. So I don't know what that's about. Not gonna say I'm being censored, but so I'm gonna post this on YouTube and then I'll post the link on my Facebook page. Okay, so all morning I've been getting the latest on this novel coronavirus. As of this morning, in China, there's 1,200 cases, 41 are dead. It is in 2 states in the United States, Washington and Tennessee, just 2 people. There are reports in Scotland, Australia, and these are reports from people who are there. Japan, let's see, Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, Japan, Scotland, Australia, United States. Now, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's taken me a couple of hours to sift through it. So chances are what you've seen is probably not accurate. Okay, so I'm here to try to give you the most accurate representation of our situation that is at hand right now. Okay, so Wuhan, China is where it originated. It is a major hub. It has a high-speed rail that travels all over the country. Lots of flights go in and out of there to all kinds of different countries, including the United States. They have, the official word is they have originated it at a fish market in Wuhan through DNA testing, and it goes from there. However, the guy who landed in Washington never set foot in that fish market, so not sure what to think of that. But that's a fact, so do with that what you will. Not sure about the guy in Tennessee or the people in the other countries, okay? But the guy in Washington, who is a confirmed case of the novel coronavirus, never set foot in that Wuhan fish market. The WHO, World Health Organization, first came out when this began saying, no human to human, it does not spread human to human. You had to have been in that fish market messing with whatever animals were there carrying this particular strain of coronavirus. However, now the WHO has been forced, because I was on their website just a little bit ago for the latest, and I'll get to that, that it does in fact spread human to human. The truth about the virus itself, okay, so there are lots of different strains of coronaviruses, and chances are you have probably even had one of them. And they go from nothing but symptoms of a common cold to SARS. SARS was a strain of the coronavirus. MERS was a strain of the coronavirus. Because, see, the thing about viruses is they mutate. And we'll get into more of that as well in a little bit. So they now have been forced to say, well, you know, we think it does go person to person. The particular strain that is going around right now, the symptoms are very, very much like the flu. And in fact, this stage of the game, it is very preventable, treatable. The guy in Washington, he's 30 years old, stable condition, doing fine, coming right out of it. So it's the elderly, it's the very young, it's the people with compromised immune systems. Just like the flu. You treat it like the flu. You prevent it like the flu. So, and I mean, the flu in the United States has killed 39 people. So, you know, the fact that the number is at 41 in China right now. Yeah, that's kind of expected. I mean, these are probably people with situations that prevented them either physically or financially from treating themselves in such a way to help them to survive this particular virus. So that's the facts. That is the facts, and that is the facts as of this morning. Now, things change fast, and things have changed fast with this whole situation, which we will as well get to. Now, there are currently 1,000 U.S. citizens in China, and the feds have officially announced that they are going to be evacuating every one of them. And they're going to be coming home on Boeing 767s. Now, these planes carry about 300 people apiece, so it's going to take 3 flights to come in and out to get these people home. We stand a real possibility, now that we know that it is confirmed that it is transferred human to human, we stand a real possibility of getting a major influx of this virus into our country. And it's something that you need to keep your eye on. And I forget the incubation time, and I want to say 12 days sits in my head. I could be wrong. So I'm sorry if that is wrong, but I want to say, in gathering all my other research and other things, that I want to say it's 12 days. So be prepared for that. They're going to be coming in. They did the same thing with Ebola. Now, when Ebola happened and they brought everybody back, they were really good at keeping it contained and, pretty much nipped that right in the bud. Didn't go around too much here in the United States as far as the healthcare workers and all those people that they evacuated and brought them out of here. And the Ebola virus, it snuffed itself out. See, the thing about viruses is they're like parasites in a sense. They want a host, and they want an environment, and they go to that host, and then they go to the next host, then they go to the next host. And what ends up happening is the human body, is being the remarkable thing that it is, eventually we become immune to it, and things die down. But then all of a sudden, and now it's not that we're not carrying the virus, it's just not making us sick anymore. So we naturally inoculate ourselves, so to speak. But the problem is, there's a real possibility, and it doesn't always happen. With Ebola, it hasn't happened yet. The virus mutates again. So now you've got all these people carrying this virus that were kind of like Typhoid Mary in a sense, that now are sick and spreading. And it's very possible, because it's a natural occurrence in science, that the same thing then happens again. Everything dies down, and then maybe, or maybe not, the virus mutates again. So right now, this particular strain, though, this particular mutation, because it very well could have started out that it wasn't spread human to human, okay? When, here's the thing about China. They're big, and they got a lot of money, and they are very scientifically advanced, and they've got a wonderful health organization that does a lot of serious research. And, I kind of think that they were not wrong when this initially began in saying that this is not spread human to human. I think within a short amount of time, this virus mutated. And then it began spreading human to human. But again, right now, it's just like the flu, same symptoms. So, you have the same risks. You have a risk of it developing into pneumonia, depending on your health, your situation, age. I'm one of those that is at risk for pneumonia all the time. Although it's getting better. I did get the flu really bad earlier this year, but that is my tonics and doing all the things that I've been doing naturally has been working really well. So in that regard, be smart. You know, now is the time. We've only got 2 people here as of this morning. By tonight, there could be 10. But right now is the time to get lots of sleep, get lots of rest. And I know you're probably sitting there going, oh, there's no way I can get sleep and rest. I work, 50 hours a week. I don't care. Then on the weekend, you need to rest all weekend. You need to slow it down. You need to be drinking plenty of water. Be drinking tonics, turmeric. Let's see, turmeric, garlic, great immune booster. Turmeric is a great immune booster and anti-inflammatory. And 2 things you need to know, though, about turmeric. Quit going to the freaking medicine aisle at Walmart and buying the capsules off the shelf. You do not know what you are getting. Go over to the produce aisle and buy yourself some turmeric. Also, you need to know that it's oil soluble. Words are hard. Oil soluble. So, take it with a spoonful of coconut oil or olive oil, some kind of healthy oil. Also, black pepper boosts it. It activates it. Also, elderberry. And okay, so you don't have an elderberry bush or you don't have any on hand. Elderberry, you can get on Amazon. It's just like pretty much any other kind of berry juice. It's probably what you're getting, so don't worry about it. Unlike turmeric, which is in these powdered little capsules, you do not know what you're getting. There might be a titch of turmeric in there, but the rest is cornstarch. Who knows what you're getting? With elderberry syrup, you're pretty safe in getting elderberry syrup. That's another good immune booster. And the thing about elderberry as well is it really does help stave off viruses. And there's actually a whole list of natural things that I've probably gone over in other videos. So get online, look up natural ways to prevent viruses, and start doing those now. Start doing those now. Do not wait. Because here's the thing. The WHO, World Health Organization, is really downplaying this still. And expectedly so. They don't want everybody flipping out. But as we've seen with their latest update of, well, maybe it does go human to human, they'll eventually get there. It's just going to take them a minute. And their whole way of thinking is, if it only takes out like 3% of the population, of the world population, if we only lose 3%, we're doing all right. Well, here's the thing about 3%. Okay, that we currently have over 7 billion people on our planet today, which is a gross overpopulation. 3% of that is over, and in fact, over by like 70,000. I think it's 274,000 people is 3% of our current world population. That's a lot of freaking people. Now, in the whole scheme of things, it's only 3%. But I don't want to be part of that over 200,000 people. Pretty sure you don't either. So do what you can. Now is the time to start eating a little healthier, start using those natural supplements that the earth gave you, lots of water, lots of sleep, exercise to the best of your ability, things of that nature. That way, when it does start tapping on our door, our bodies are going to be ready to fight. Okay, so what if it mutates? What if once these guys get over here and we end up with 400 people. Let's just say, no. Let's take a third. Let's 300 some odd people, which is a third of the people that are getting ready to get shipped out of there, evacuated. They end up with it. They live, they survive, but they end up with it. So that's going to spread, okay? Depending on how they're quarantined, depending on what happens. And like I said, the U.S. is pretty good at stopping shit at the line. So then, what if people become inoculated naturally? And now we've got 100,000 carriers. Okay? What if it mutates? What if it mutates again, takes those carriers out? Okay, so say you're in a small town like me, and it comes here for some reason, and they quarantine the town. Quarantine not only means you don't get out, it also means things don't get in, like food and water. You know, what are they going to do with the sewer? So, if you haven't started prepping, and it may be too late at this point, I mean, I've been preaching it to you for a couple of years, you know, you might think about doing that too. And don't forget your masks and all those things like you would do if you were going to fight off a flu epidemic. We've got the Super Bowl coming up. We got a whole bunch of people going to be crammed in a little bitty space. So let's hope that turns out okay. You know, the Spanish flu killed millions of people. Now, granted, that was a long time ago. I think it was World War II. Probably wrong, but it was World War II, I think. Killed millions of people. Now, we didn't even really have any real major international travel at the time. And granted, we did not have medicine like we do now either. Taking all that into consideration, 1 million people, that's a lot of freaking people. That's a lot more than 3%. So, it can happen, okay? You need to be aware that it can happen. You know, your eyes, if this is human-to-human contact, if this is airborne, your eyes are vulnerable. So, it's not going to be kissing people, you know, actually touching someone or someone coughing on you. It's going to be floating in the air, and it's going to get in your eyes, nose, mouth, hands. Don't forget your areas, your offices, door. I mean, act like it's the flu. A couple weeks ago, one of the gals that I work with in the courthouse, literally every day, numerous times a day, I saw her, went around to all the doorknobs in the courthouse and sprayed them with Lysol. This surface, that surface, all the doorknobs. Because that we just had a bad strain of the flu go around. That's the one that caught me. And it was making its rounds really quick. Be like her. Do that. So, you need to know that right now, don't panic. Be smart. Act like there's a flu epidemic, because essentially that's kind of all that it is right now. Take care of your elderly family. Take care of your babies. Take care of yourself. There's no shot you can go get for this. So be smart about it. So I hope that clears things up for you. I hope you're not panicking. I hope you're keeping your eye to the news. And you know what? Don't believe everything you read right off the bat. I don't care who posted it. I don't care if it's CNN, Washington Post, Fox News. I don't care. Take what they're saying and research it. If they're saying 1,200 cases in China, find out where they're getting that information, because it's somewhere. It originates somewhere. And most of the time you can track down whether or not that information is factual. So I hope this helps you not to panic about what's happening. Be smart. Do all the things you need to do to keep yourself healthy. Take your tonics. Clean your house. Act like the flu is going around. And chances are, at this point, I can say chances are you'll be fine. But keep your eye out for things to change, because it very well could change. All right. Thanks for listening. Nana Prep out. And before I forget, give me a share, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Share it with your family and friends. You don't want your loved ones to get sick either. Thanks.